Using bicycles for recreation and transportation has long been a popular choice in Eugene. Starting in the 1970s, the city began building a network of on- and off-street bikeways that makes traveling by bike a safe and fun option. New pavement markings have been added to some streets to make the system easier to understand for people who ride bikes.
The menu of bicycle pavement markings continues to grow in the city of Eugene as we realize that there are more and more people using bicycles for transportation. The markings we use are based on markings that are used in other parts of the nation, and they respond directly to making the riding experience safer and more comfortable for everybody who uses city streets.
The city has started installing green bike lanes where the path of people driving cars and those riding bikes must cross. These conflict areas occur most often where a turn lane or a driveway intersects a bike lane. The green color highlights the area where a person riding a bike is likely to encounter an automobile. At several signalized intersections, the city has installed a facility called a bike box. The box allows a bike rider to move to the front of traffic on a red light and proceed first when the signal turns green. Motor vehicles must stop behind the white line at the back of the bike box, which sometimes includes the legend, "Wait here." This helps prevent a common collision situation when a motorist turns across the path of a bicyclist at an intersection and allows the person riding a bicycle to move from one side of the street to the other during a red light. A shared lane marking, sometimes called a sharrow, indicates a traffic lane that is shared by all road users. These markings are often used on streets where dedicated bike lanes are not possible due to physical or other constraints. Shared lane markings are placed strategically to alert people in cars that they are on a street that is part of the bicycle network, and also to show people who ride bicycles where to ride within the lane. A person riding a bicycle directly over the shared lane marking will be a safe distance from adjacent parked cars, and by riding in a straight line, makes his or her path more predictable to people driving cars. Some intersections within the bicycle network include traffic signals that are actuated by the presence of traffic. For people who ride bikes, that could mean locating the loop detector embedded in the street. A pavement marking is often placed in a location that will call for a signal change when the front wheel of a bicycle is directly over that marking. Using loop detectors allows a person riding a bicycle to call for a signal change while maintaining their position in traffic. Many people who might otherwise use the on-street bike lane network are concerned about the close proximity of automobiles to the bike lanes. In response, the city of Eugene has started to add buffer strips to increase separation between people riding in the bike lane and people driving adjacent to the bike lane. The buffer strip is an area generally 2 feet wide or more that can add comfort to people riding bicycles because they don't feel like they're right next to traffic. A person driving a car should remain on the outside of the buffered area. Buffers might also be used to provide separation between a bike lane and a parking lane.
The City of Eugene is committed to making the transportation network safe and comfortable for all people who use the transportation network. People who walk, people who bike, people who use the bus, and people who drive. These pavement markings help identify areas where bicyclists can operate safely and comfortably within that transportation network. The goal of these pavement markings is to increase the safety and appeal of using bicycles for regular transportation trips.
These new pavement markings are happening all around the city. Creating streets that are safer for all modes of transportation allows each of us to make wise and sustainable travel choices. To learn more about new ways to get there safely, visit the city's transportation website or call 541-682-5291.